Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome to the Infernal Shrines. Today we're gonna be playing with this cute little gnome that is currently sitting on Billy. You know, you see my little Wonder Billy right here. We're gonna be playing some with Chromie, the latest hero that got introduced into the game. Really powerful hero if played correctly, and this is actually not the first game I'm trying to record a video with her. We immediately do have an AI apparently. That kind of sucks. I hope she reconnects soon. But anyway, this is not the first video that I am trying to record on Chromie, because I have found out the hard way that if your opposing team has heroes such as Novas, heroes such as Janas and whatnot that have a lot of burst damage, you're gonna have a bad time. But in this particular case, we are up against a team here that is probably gonna be something we can take out, and that's exactly what we're gonna try and achieve here. So I got a couple of skills that are really good. First and foremost, I got my W. W, as you can see, does a lot of damage. Now, that is actually kind of hard to say because, honestly, this hero is super low in HP and it's really hard to stay alive as it is. But basically, the W or the Q ability goes straight through the minions, but it hits the heroes. So I'm gonna try and basically poke over and over again with that exact ability. The W is this dragon that I shoot from the skies. One important thing to note about that ability is that it doesn't actually show up to my enemies where it's gonna land. So you may have noticed a little reticle that lies on the ground. You know, and can see that. Obviously, my team can see that as well. But right there, for example, right? The enemy Chromie used the dragon's breath there, the W, and I couldn't see it. One of the more powerful ones, obviously. And then the E ability is a time trap that I do put down, and if enemies walk into it, it's gonna be rather good. Now, I did make a video about this hero after I got to try her over at the Heroes of the Storm Summit in California just a couple of weeks ago. If you didn't catch that one, I will post a link to that video right below the like button in the comment section of the video. Looks like we do have a bot right from the get-go. That really sucks. But anyways, I'm gonna try and play the best game to my abilities here and just murder some of the opponents. Try my very best to do the damage to them. Now, there are definitely some team compositions, like I said, that makes this hero much easier to play. And in most scenarios, I've noticed that is going to be hero compositions, or team compositions rather, that do not focus as aggressively on burst damage. So if you go up against a Jaina, or you're up against a, you know, any kind of burst hero, really, this hero is gonna be difficult to pull off. And I mean like difficult. Really hard hero to play in that case. But if you're up against a team composition like we are right now, where most of their heroes are gonna be all about sustained damage, and I'm trying to finish off the hero there. Oh, dang it. I don't know where he went. Do you think he backed? Whatever. Anyway, we'll just lose him. But if you're up against a hero composition like we are right now, that basically contains a bunch of like slow damage and a bunch of slow damage dealers, a lot of melee, I think this hero is one of the most powerful ones that you can be playing. Now, I'm not gonna lie, she's very difficult as she doesn't have any escape. Like, the only real escape that I have is being lucky and hoping that people walk into my W or into my E ability. And that is not something that's very reliable, right? You don't have, like, you have about as much HP as a Li Ming, but you don't have a teleport. You don't have, like, for example, like Tracer has a blink either, where you can just sort of get out of trouble. No, you really have to rely on positioning properly and knowing what you're going up against and knowing what your opponents are going for as well. So as far as damage output, as you can see, generally speaking, you will be somewhere near the top in the damage output I've experienced so far. And while we may not be in the strongest position right now, I think we can quite easily come back. Oh my god, almost got that Chromie there. But yeah, very powerful hero to play if you do it well. But later on into the game, I'm afraid we're gonna have to move with the teammates as much as possible, because I am not gonna be very good at doing this all by myself. Now, man, he's hitting me like crazy, or she is hitting me like crazy. One important thing to note as well about the hero is that while she is technically just like all the other ones in the game, she, lore-wise, is basically one of the time walkers. And what that means is that she's actually a dragon. Finally got her. Nice. She's actually a dragon. So for that reason, my god, is everyone just like leaving the game? Oh man. Anyway, for that very reason, we get all of our talents and all of our level ups things basically a level earlier. So as you may have noticed, we just got a level 7 talent at level 6, and we're gonna get our ultimate at level 9, and we're gonna get a level 16 talent at level 15, and it makes a really nice hero that can be a bit unpredictable. Now, the ultimates that we got aren't like the most impactful ones in the game. So that is something to keep in mind as well. Like, it's not like the strongest ultimates in the game, but it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Now, as far as talents go, I am focusing her here on a W build. So what that means is that I'm trying to focus on... Oof, nice. I'm trying to focus on... Man, he's going crazy. I'm trying to focus on hitting enemies with the W, and in particular enemy heroes with the W. I can still use the Q as well, obviously, which is not a bad option. Really powerful as well. But I'm primarily trying to do damage with the W, and eventually we're gonna be able to get the quest done to do some additional damage. Now, for that very reason, I picked the level 4 talent for the W as well, and then I also picked the level 7 talent that lowers the damage by 50%, but it does increase or reduce the cooldown as well as the mana cost by 50% as well. So in the end, that means that I can cast more Ws, and later on we're gonna be picking a talent that allows me to increase the range of the ability a ton as well, which for obvious reasons is really good. So, just to clarify, right? Man, I can't leave here. I can't leave here. We need to stay. Just to clarify, right? The W ability that I got takes a second and a half to land. The Q takes a second to land. So there's always going to be a little bit of cast time in that regard. Like, look at this, right? I'm queuing it up, and then it takes quite a bit of time before it's actually going to be hitting anyone. And then the last ability that I got as well, the E, basically has a 2-second cast time. So, because of that, you can't really just, like, put down the time trap and hope that someone walks into it, because it doesn't work like that. You need to have it put down in advance. And on top of that, like, because the W ability is the only thing that really hits minions and whatnot, it's really important that you do use it correctly. Now, the nice thing about the ultimate that we've just chosen, which is the slowing sands, is that I can use it for a very long time. Like, it slowly but surely drains mana. As you can see, the cooldown on it is very low as well. And that does mean that... But he's pushing. I think he may not be realizing here that Nazeebo is pushing really hard together with a camp. If I would have let them push, we definitely would have lost the fort. But maybe he likes blaming mistakes on me. That's fine though. That happens every now and then. But oh, well, there you go. Coming in right now. All right. So yeah, all in all, this hero is great. It can be one of the most powerful heroes in the game. It's just pretty important to keep in mind that while you may be important as well in burst heavy compositions, if you're going up against the burst heavy composition, I wish you good luck in trying to stay alive, because if you can't see where their Nova is located and you can't see where their heroes are, this hero is gonna be super hard to pull off. Now, one cool thing you can do, and I gotta get out of here. One cool thing that you can do is watch where your opponents are walking, putting down the E ability, obviously hoping that they will walk into it, and then queuing up the W as well as the Q right as they walk into it. And because of the 2-second cooldown, and then... Did he just die to that? That's fascinating. Anyway, because of the cooldown and the way the cooldowns work on this hero, you basically queue up a ton of burst damage. But it's pretty difficult to pull off, in particular because, like, once they are triggered, they're only in stasis for a little bit. And, you gotta be real careful about where you're landing your abilities. One thing I've noticed as well is that she is pretty gas heavy, not gas heavy, sorry. That is a completely different game. That's StarCraft 2. No, she's pretty mana heavy, meaning that she's gonna run out of mana pretty quickly, and you have to keep on backing. Now, as you can see in this particular case, I am running because there is a ancestral spirit right there. But in a lot of cases, you're gonna be running out of mana relatively quickly. Now, I am gonna end up muting my teammates here because apparently they are not enjoying the fact that we have a Kerrigan as a bot, and instead of like working on their own gameplay, they like to blame the other people for making their mistakes, which is very common. Honestly, like in some cases, right? This game obviously was gonna be difficult to win right from the get-go, as we basically were playing, you know, with bots, right? Like, this is just a bot right from level 1, and it sucks. It happens to everyone. Every team has this every now and then, and it hasn't been happening very much as of late, but it's something that happens, right? And the only thing I've noticed you can easily do in that regard is just try and improve your own gameplay. So in this case, I am trying to land as many of my skill shots as I can. Now, I went with the reaching through time there, and I'm just trying to improve my own game, okay? I'm just trying to not worry too much about what my what my opponents are thinking of me, what I'm or what my allies are thinking of me. I'm just simply trying to increase the amount of damage output that I can do in the upcoming games, right? Now, oh man, I got completely caught there into the wall of zombies there. Very little I could change about that, sadly. And this fight may very well go in their favor. I did just hit my level 13 talent, by the way, at level 12. Very, very good one. If you are up, by the way, against the burst heavy comp, one of the things I've noticed is if you go for the bye-bye talent, you can reduce the cooldown of your Hearthstone to 1 second. Really good. You basically just click your B button, and you basically fly away immediately. On top of that, it can't be interrupted, so it's like if you're up against the burst heavy composition, that is one of the easy ways to get out of trouble. In most other scenarios though, and in probably like the realistic scenarios where you will actually play Chromie, like, you know, in quick match obviously those rules may not apply, but maybe in Hero League and like ranked mode and in competitive and whatnot. You will probably be seeing people take the reaching through time, as it simply just increases the damage output substantially. Like, my range is absolutely ridiculous. Look at the range, right? I am all the way over here. Like, I'm a screen away. I'm an entire screen away. And obviously that makes hitting all the things much easier. So, yeah, reaching through time, honestly, it's pretty much a no-brainer. If you are, like, forced to take bye-bye, you probably shouldn't have picked Chromie in the first place. Because I don't think it would have been a good play, like a good position, or like a good hero to take in most scenarios. Now, here we go, though. It's time to start doing a little bit of work, trying to do as much damage from a distance as possible. In particular, like, once you pick up your level 12 talent, that is where the true damage starts shining, and where you will just be able to start picking up heroes from a crazy distance. That's exactly what I'm trying to achieve here as well. Oh, nice, nice, nice. We're making the best of a bad situation, not gonna lie. Actually. Ooh, actually. We just won that fight. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. We may very well be able to pick this one up. I like this. And you can see, right? My allies, or my opponents rather, are sort of letting me, right? They're sort of letting me do work. And that is where I shine, right? If I'm allowed to do damage, if I am allowed to stand at the distance, pick them off and like do work to them, we're gonna be topping that hero damage with ease. Now, if instead they got like a Nova on their team or a Tracer on their team and they're trying to circle around me and murdering me from a distance and like picking me off constantly. Oh my god, come on. Come on, don't actually lose this objective now. Wow, they actually got it. Wow, that sucks. Alright, anyway. Like, if they are constantly picking me off, that's gonna be something that I can't work with. Now, I did pick off Darren Nazebo there, which is nice. I did pick up the Quantum Overdrive as well. Which is basically like a 30-second cooldown, 10-second long. Oh my god. Yeah. Mind control I can't do anything against. But the Quantum Overdrive basically makes it so that I do 25% additional ability damage for 10 seconds on a 30-second cooldown. Really powerful, as you can imagine. But that really only works, obviously, if you're gonna be able to sit behind your tank and sit at a distance. Now, on some maps, this is actually the first game that I'm playing on the Towers of Doom with Chromie. This seems to be like a golden area, apparently, because you can just do so much damage. When enemies are busy trying to do objectives, you just sort of sit behind the, you know, behind the counter and just do damage, right? My god, yeah, we're getting absolutely massacred here, but I hope this video does provide you with the insight that you were looking for as far as improving on Chromie goes. This isn't quite game over yet, but I'm not really trusting this one. I'm not really trusting this one anymore because I think we are gonna end up losing the game here, but that's so good. But I hope I answered all of the questions that you may have had about Chromie and show you some reasonable gameplay and show you what is possible when you are playing with her. So I hope you enjoyed watching. If you haven't already, hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And on that, I'll see you in the next one. Do not forget to smile, alright? Bye!